the information to fellow board members. I would assume Ms. Sherlock would be the same as well as Mr. Kilkenny. So that would be, so as far as a point person goes, I would assume that the best person, as far as an equal between two entities, and takes out as much of the politics out of it as possible in regards to elected representatives and such, that the borough manager and our business manager be the 2 points of contact as far as offices go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just said thank you.
I have a question. Is it possible that the school board could seek the demolition funding, and then at that point in time, the borough council considers the purchase of the property? I don't know where the demolition money is coming from, but why not have the borough be a part of the process when after the demolition is already done, instead of having the borough have to be the caretakers of the demolition and the building as it sits. It's just a question it's a general question. Is there an answer to that?
The sale would be contingent on enough grant money to do the demolition.
Well, I understand that, but once that's done, then it becomes our liability, our job to take it down, and even if the money's there, it still is, it ends up being our job.
Why not that be part of the negotiation?
Exactly.
Yeah, we need to actually sit down and talk about all that, negotiate that, how that's being done. Yeah, I mean, there's ways.
I understand what you're saying, I kind of agree with you, but I think that should be part of the negotiation.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, it's just a thought. For those of you negotiating. All right, so the motion was to move forward with the acquisition of the MOA property contingent upon the necessary agreements and funding being obtained. We have a first by Fred, a second by Debbie. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Chronicle.
Yes.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Sanford.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Kerner.
Yes.
Ms. Sherlock.
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Next we have 10L. Its a motion is in order to turn, well, I'm going to read this and read it to you. If there's any changes. Motion in order to terminate Tom Bates effective immediately and appoint Robert Stewart as interim manager while an RFP for advertising position and interviews conducted and a replacement can be hired. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Questions and or comments on the motion?
Wow. I have to say that I agree with our resident who came up here and spoke about the image of our town, and I really do think that it really puts a black eye, no matter how that happened and who or what all transpired to get it to the entities that it did as it got out. It was very hurtful to our residents and also to the residents of Lower Makefield. I found it appalling what I saw. It is no way that I personally, and I believe that our representatives would want our town to be seen. And I find it, it's going to be very difficult to I think have Mr. Bates continue in the capacity that he has without that constantly being a detriment to us. And as we try to move past this incident that happened, I think it would be best to have him resign, and I would hope that he would consider the residents who were disrespected in both towns and the officials and would resign. Thank you.
Nancy, are we having a hearing here? Is this a hearing?
You asked me if I had something to say.
Comments are one thing.
That's my comment.
You can move ahead with the motion, but one thing.
That's nice. That's my comment.
No, I think it's a hearing,
Okay, then call it that.
but I think it's a proper.
Vic, you have to
hold
tell
the
them.
We always, excuse me, point of order, you always have discussion whenever we have a motion, and that was part of the
Have a
discussion.
discussion.
It's my opinion.
I'm sorry. This is an employee who is here present,
Mhm.
and his reputation is at stake here, and I think comments.
What about the town?
If any of you would want a fair hearing too,
Ours too.
okay? Any of you would want a hearing as I would. You gotta be fair to everybody.
He's an at-will, he's being fired.
I know that. At-will doesn't mean you abuse it.
They're not-
Yes, you are.
Continue, so.
No, I'm
continue.
sorry. I think we have a hearing, and he's gotta have a chance to be heard, which I don't think is the proper venue.
I don't think this is the proper night for a hearing. We have a motion on
Well,
the
I'm
floor
sorry.
as it
Let's
stands.
vote on the motion.
So we'll vote on the motion.
That's fine.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Cicero.
No.
Mr. Johnson.
No.
Ms. Chronicle.
No.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Sanford.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Kerner. No. Ms. Sherlock.
No. Motion carries 5-3.
Unanimous.
I'm sorry, it fails 5-3.
3-5. 3-5.
Next, we have announcements. If I could go back to the resolution. If anyone has any questions about the resolution that you have in your packets tonight, there are 15 of them. No, I'm sorry, there are 23 of them in your packet. If there's anyone in particular that you want more details on, Betty might be the one who would like more details, since she may have to vote. We did talk, there was mention of a resolution regarding drones. Just wanted to just update the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration has, they have a bill that permits the use of these called unmanned aerial vehicles, but they issue the permits. The debate between those who believe it impedes on their privacy and civil rights and their supporters, that debate continues. They are used for law enforcement, traffic regulation, crop monitoring, and real estate. Some issues discussed regularly are how to avoid the crashes or prepare for them. The buzzing overhead, the noises have been an issue. They want more protection for PETA. They need to have an insurance code first for people to use them. They must continue to monitor all of the safety for the residents and continue to seek ways to make them safe while being useful. They are working to amend Title 30, which would address this, and they're trying to also anticipate any new situations that may happen and that they haven't thought of yet. So drones are not going away. I think eventually, at one point in time, we will have to address some type of ordinance here in town regarding them. But until the FAA continues fighting with the opponents, that's not going to happen. So that's one of the reasons we're not, there's no, and then there are no there's nothing being submitted regarding that.
Nancy, these resolutions, can I get more of this information right online from PSAB on each
I
detail?
don't know if they put them up online yet. These are how they will be presented.
Right?
There are a couple where some of the wording was changed, and I can get the information on that.
Okay.
Or if you want more details.
Okay.
Also, I think it's exciting news. Landmark Towns has, every year they have a Community Achievement Awards, and this year the Morrisville Fire Company is the recipient of the Morrisville Community Achievement Award. I feel that the fire department definitely has been, without missing a step, they remained professional. They moved in our parking lot, but I think we're going to miss them when they're gone, actually, but they're not going to miss being in a tent. But so that was one of the reasons that they received this award, or are receiving it. The awards dinner, it was actually more of a cocktail hour, is next Tuesday at the Children's Museum. I know everybody here on council did receive an invitation. I don't know, it is a little pricey, but so I don't know who all is going, but if you are going, please let them know ahead of time. The conference was mentioned earlier. That deadline is the 31st in order to get the good price, the discount. I think Fred has an announcement I was going to make about e-waste. The effective date begins today regarding the FEMA maps. So there are some people in town who their insurance will change a little bit, some to the better, and some are going to be paying a little bit more. And then the last thing on my discussion was going to be the Morrisville Little League baseball discussion. But other announcements first, please.
Nancy, I have something to say on the FEMA map. There's a mistake in the calculation, and I have it marked up, highlighted. Yes.
I'll give it to our engineer. So he says it's...
Well, the actually had a proper number, but the changes there.
Oh, okay, well, maybe, did they have to round them off? Maybe it's possible. Okay, we'll see what he does. It's 1/10 of a foot?
Well, it's still a foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just, that's what I'm reading, right?
Right.
Thank you. Anyone else for discussion?
I'll just announce the bit of information from the high school. They're now collecting e-waste at the high school. So unfortunately not televisions and monitors and those sorts of things, but old laptops, e-readers, graphing calculators, donor cartridges, iPods, cell phones, digital cameras, digital video cameras, and some inkjet cartridges. They can be dropped off at either Grandview or the high school's main office.
I have a bit of information. Mr. Farrell might be interested in this. You talk about patrol all the time. In Bucks County, there are 22 boroughs. 22. Morrisville is the only borough with an elected control. So we're very unique.
Thank you. I think that information, I'm going to piggyback on Fred's announcement. Again, TVs are not picked up on our trash hauler. There are 2 TVs right now out on Bridge Street. I'm not sure. Eventually, what will happen is Bob Seward will go up to the house and tell them that they need to actually dispose of it. There is a place in Bristol right behind the Amish market who takes them. There are different times of the week that they're available to take TVs and so forth. So if it's too large to take to the high school, then maybe they can take it down there.
Yeah, if I could, I'd like to let everyone know that the Morrisville Dog Park will be having a cocktail party. It will be held at Summer Seat. It will be on Saturday, May 2nd, from 6 to 9. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's $75. They provide food and entertainment, and it's a really, really nice event. This is, I believe, the 3rd that they're doing there, and it's becoming more popular every time. I hope everyone will come out and support it, and I look forward to seeing everybody there.
That's the 2nd or the 6th?
The 2nd.
The 2nd.
They also have auctions there, they'll have live auctions. I think they're auctioning off a little free library, which is one of there's 3 of them in town currently, so that's
Yes.
And I just have one quick announcement. It's regarding our junior council person. The PSAB president, Ed Child, will be here at our April 20th meeting to present Nicholas with a certificate, as he's our junior council person. He's been here for 6 months, so he gets a certificate. So just wanted to let everybody know that.
Anyone else have any other discussion? Can we have just a brief, it is 9:45, I think that Fred is interested in attending the next baseball meeting, and I think that we can certainly get together on the 13th, possibly they can come to our agenda meeting, but if there's any other remarks now, not the lengthy discussion, but if anybody has anything to say.
I'm fine waiting until the 7th. And I guess we'll see you at the parade too.
Oh, that, you know what, thank you, Fred, that was another thing on the list. The parade is the 28th, is that correct?
Yes.
They're lining up at M.R. Ryder School, taking the same route as they have in the past, and going down to opening day. Any other announcement or business for council? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Order of 10.
Sorry, that was a trick question on the council people to say, the mayor sure could have said, yeah, you don't start managing our partial teams. Unfortunately, I don't vote for that, sorry. I've been the one who pays for the president. I've always fought, I think that 50%